out then.
They got me rambling.
Peace, everyone, and welcome to Who's That Lady Music Show. I'm here with a very, very special guest. I have here the dubber, the modern-day bluesman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Welcome. I appreciate you having me on.
Great, great. I'm so delighted that you're here. And there's so many questions I'm going to spring at you, so get ready. It's going to be like pow, 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 pow.
I'm ready.
All right. Now, you consider yourself, you pretty much have all the elements of Delta blues, indie rock, makam. That's the correct way of pronouncing it, right? It's like for those who don't know, it's more like Arabic, traditional Arabic music, folk, and as well as reggae and dub. Who influences your sound?
Honestly, just as a child, I just love all type of music, and I've listened to everything. I mean, whatever sounds good to me is what I like. So I'm not a genre person, right. And basically, what you hear from me is just what I've listened to, and I'm just sending it back out into the universe. So it's not really so much of a influence or a formula based off a genre. It's just what I like, and when I sit down and write a song, those things just kind of flow through my artistry, and that's it. It's not really a lot of thought into like, okay, I want it to sound like this and like that. It's just sort of flows.
Yeah, you definitely has that flow. Now, as a modern day bluesman, what's your take on traditional and contemporary blues aspect of music? Pretty much kind of like describe your sound.
Well, I call myself the modern day bluesman, basically because I'm not really steeped in traditional blues, which makes me, in my opinion, a blues artist is basically I play the guitar and I sing. So all I have is my words and my guitar. And that's pretty much how the blues started in the Delta with the Delta blues artists. Most of them had their own unique guitar sound, self-taught, similar to me, and they just expressed themselves, and that's pretty much what I do. But as far as the moniker of modern day bluesman, I also speak about what's going on in the world, what I'm dealing with in life, and how I feel I'm going to move forward, and how society is moving forward, and I feel they did the same thing. So I put that little twist on it, the modern day bluesman, because of how I'm representing my art and because of what I'm talking about. And I think those are the only similar things with the traditional blues and what I do.
Oh, that's great. That's great to know this. In your songwriting process, what usually comes first? The music or the lyrics?
The music. Usually I'm kind of tooling around the guitar and I'll come across like a little riff that makes me giggle. Anything that makes me feel good, even if it makes me feel bluesy and bad, it still makes me feel good when I do it. And from there, I kind of build on that. And a lot of times, just based off what's going on in my life or what's going on in the world, a lyric will hit me, and I don't sit down and craft lyrics and try to rhyme. It's just sort of like a freestyle. I've told people this in the past. I'm not a rapper. I do not freestyle. But when I write a song, usually 99% of the times when I start, it just flows when I finish it. There's only been one song that I haven't done that with, and that's Simple Song, and that's during the turmoil of everything I was dealing with in life. This is pre-COVID, during COVID, when this song was being crafted. So that song kind of like took some time to kind of think it through, but most of the other music just sort of flowed like a freestyle.
Oh, okay. Now describe your creative process. That's interesting. I was going to ask you about Simple Song, in parentheses, Lies. Your creative process behind that song and your latest single, Ramblin 2022.
Simple Song, I was at a point in my career where a lot of things just wasn't going the way I wished. It was stagnant. I wasn't getting the gigs. It just seemed like things just wasn't moving forward the way it was and the way I was used to. And you know, I kind of just did a artistic self-evaluation of things, and I kind of felt bad about it because, you know, I was doing all I can do. I hadn't changed anything far as slowing down, but I needed to shift my gears. And once I did that, things got better. But in that process, it just talks about the lows of being an artist. Some people call it like writer's block, and just the process of really getting your art out there. So as that was happening, COVID hit, right. And it just all kind of came together. We all kind of felt away when COVID hit. So I wasn't alone at that point. And Simple Song just developed from there. Lyrically, it just kind of came and flowed. Like I said, it was a process. I couldn't really finish the song immediately, but through COVID, it did finish, and I put it out and did a video, which was real cool. I got to really, expand on my modern day blues by going to the Mississippi Delta and actually doing the video down there, and was welcomed very well by the folks there. They really dug what I was doing. I've been invited back to play concerts and festivals. And like I said, I'm not a traditional blues guy, but they respect what I do because it's within the tradition with the guitar, the singing, and the storytelling. So that happened, and the song really motivated me and put me in that whole modern day blues phase, and it propelled me to do the last album, Clean Up the Dirty South. Southern Cachet, and I did the song Ramblin. Now, Ramblin was a song I had done before on my first album, but the recording didn't do any justice, so I went back and I re-recorded it, and it came out great. And it was fitting because of the modern day blues thing, Ramblin, the whole Delta, the dialect of the Delta artists, and with people like Robert Johnson using the word and so forth. So it just felt really right for the Southern Cachet album, and did a video for that as well, and that's propelled me even more.
Oh man! And speaking of Southern Cachet, tell us more about the creative concept behind your latest album.
Southern Cachet. My parents are both from South Carolina, Ettrill, South Carolina to be exact, and I spent most of my childhood in the summers in South Carolina with my grandparents. I had both sets here. So summers here, winters in DC, where I'm born and raised. So I had that upbringing, the bricks to the sticks, as I say. And when I moved here in South Carolina about 15 years ago, I was still performing, and a lot of things opened up for me here, and I got to play all over the state. Next thing I know, I was playing all over the Southeast region, and when things picked up, I was awarded a grant with South Carolina Arts Commission, and it kind of made me somewhat like a unofficial ambassador of blues or music out of South Carolina as I traveled around the Southeast region. So I felt like I had earned some cachet as a Southern artist. Basically, just off of that, I decided to call the album something unique. I was trying to think of something. And when I went overseas, went to Paris, one word that always stuck out was cachet. And I was like, what does that mean? And when I found out what cachet really meant, I said, that's it, Southern Cachet. So the theme of the album is that, I feel like I earned the right to kind of speak as a Southeast regional artist, something that I really didn't do. Most of my albums was kind of nomadic, but the last two albums really have focused on South Carolina and the South, so Southern Cachet.
With this simple song, I thought you knew, just as bad for you too. No complicated rhymes, no overstated lines, saves me. The situation hurts far worse what you'll think of me. So with the feeling, I'm in it to win it. But oh my Lord, what I become to be.
Oh, okay, okay. That's a great backstory. Now, currently, you're the artist in residence at the South Carolina Richmond Library. So, what's that experience like for you?
Well, to be honest with you, my residency has ended, but I was told through the executive director and the curating boss there, Miss Ashley Waters, that I did such great work with the library. You know, basically creating workshops, progressive programming for the library musically, and doing all types of musical events, pop-up shows. There's something like 13 branches of the Columbia Library system, and I was all over the place. And they really think I was going to do that, but I took the opportunity to really make some things happen. And with that said, once the residency ended, they kept bringing me back for special things. All the way, the residency started, I think, in 2014 or 15, but I've been working with them ever since. It was supposed to end within 6 months, but I've been working with them ever since. And I do, maybe 3 or 4 events for them a year. And this year I actually represented the library system, Richmond Library System, at the National Library Association Conference in Portland, Oregon. They gave me money, flew me out, and I went out there and represented the library system. And it's funny, I got a gig with them today. They hit me today to ask me to do a gig with them today. So I'm still unofficially a resident, but not officially. But it's been
official, unofficial.
Yeah, official, unofficial. It's been great. It's opened up a lot of opportunities for me, put me on another level. I believe because of the residency, I've been taken a lot serious as an artist, and it's been good. It's been a very good experience, and also just working with the community, kids workshops, just all kind of stuff that really got me grounded here in South Carolina.
And one of those other opportunities I found out recently that you're in a documentary, right?
Yes, a short documentary was just released a couple of weeks ago by a student from USC. Her name is Lily O'Neill. It's funny, her sister, MC O'Neill, Mary Catherine, she used to be my intern assistant when I back here a year ago. So she helped me with a lot of the photo shoots, videos, things like that. And Liddy hit me up and asked me would I do this short documentary with her, and I did that. It was released last week. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. That's the Dubbers YouTube channel. And it was a great short doc, but I'm also working on a major documentary with a guy by the name of Jayro Williams out of Riverlight Entertainment here in South Carolina. This guy has traveled with me in different cities and locations and filmed me and interviewed all kind of people I've worked with, in the last 10 years. Wow. And it's going to be a full-length documentary. We're hoping to finish that one up by the end of December, and it's going to be released probably in March. And of course, we're shooting for something major, like to try to get it on Netflix or something like that. That's on them. I hope my name will add some cachet to it. But yeah, man. So I just finished the documentary and got a major length documentary on the way.
Nice. Now, speaking of many projects and collaborations, can you share a few highlights? One notably, the dub chamber string ensemble that you did a while back. How did that collaboration come about?
The assistant concert director of the South Carolina Philharmonics and Greenville Symphony Orchestra Miss Mary Lee Kardashian. I think I pronounced her name correctly. Excuse me if I did. She saw me perform in a bar one night, and she came up to me, and she just really liked what I did, and she was like, "Your music should be performed with an orchestra." Now, as she's talking to me, we're at the bar and we're drinking wine and stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, this lady just like, she really enjoyed the concert. Like, she really enjoyed it. I had no idea who she was, and we continued talking, and I discovered who she was, and she put the idea in my head. She was like, "No, seriously, you should do this." So that always stuck with me. When I got my second grant for the Arts Commission, what I wrote the grant for was to do what I call the dub chamber, and I was awarded the grant. And I've done 2 shows, one here in Columbia and one at my mom's and pop's hometown in Edgefield, South Carolina, back here a few years ago before COVID. But once again, I just got a call this week to do another dub chamber performance here in Columbia at the Koger Center, which is a pretty nice venue, pretty heavy venue here in Columbia. So the dub chamber is going to come again. I'm going to have Ryan Knox, his wife, Sarah Knox. Ryan is cellist, and he's going to be the concert director and the host of the event. His wife, Sarah, she's a violinist. I'm having a violist, and I'm going to have a double bassist, and I'm going to be playing guitar and singing my original music, and we're going to rock it. Actually, on my Instagram, I'm going to do a promotion before the month's out, and I'm going to give clips of some of the original performance that we did, so people can get a sample of what it is. But yeah, man, it's cool, man. Just hearing my music played classical style and me just, throwing my some moxie and swag on it.
Oh, that is so awesome. I can't wait to see that. Definitely looking forward to see that. Now, as far as your music, what do you hope fans and listeners take away from that? And what type of message you want to send out?
Well, at the end of the day, I really hope through my music and through my performances that through my self-expression, it gives people inspiration to express themselves in a positive way. It could be music, it could be anything, it could be art, just anything that for them to be encouraged to use their voice in a positive manner to spread positivity throughout the world. We all go through ups and downs. A lot of my career has been like most artists' careers, been real difficult. I've taken a lot of shorts, had a lot of shortcomings, overcame a lot. Been doing this thing, the dubber, for over roughly, it's a little over my 20th anniversary. But as far as recording, this will be my 20th anniversary in 2023, and man, I'm still doing it. And I can tell people, I have lost weight, but I ain't lost no weight. But I have lost weight, and hey man, I'm eating, so things is cool. It's always a struggle, but yeah, I just want people to just think about how they could use their own personal voice and personal expression to better humanity. And the other thing is, to better humanity, and the message I would like for people to take away from my music is universal oneness. We're all connected. There's a lot with that. We got a lot of people that feel a lot of ways about that, but at the end of the day, we share this place, and we're all connected. And we really got to get back to universal oneness. We have broken ourselves down. I was saying in the documentary how we have broken ourselves down to I'm a this, I'm a that. I mean, everybody's expressing that they are a piece of themselves, not their whole self, a human. And to me, that's the issue with the world today. We all are humans, so that's going to connect us. But once you get past being a human, everything else kind of, to me, comes down to that subhuman level. Yeah. And we got to get away from that. We really got to get away from that if we want things to get better. And I feel hopeful that enough people will hear this message and will feel this message, and we can do so. But we can only sit back and wait and see.
That's right. I know that for a fact. We're definitely connected in so many ways. It's just taking that universal language called music to bring everybody together, pretty much. And I've seen it, time and time again, even through our experiences, how people would respond to it. They were like, oh, wow. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear his playing is just out of this world. Just ridiculous.
Good thanks.
Yeah. And speaking of which, if you had an opportunity to mentor emerging artists, what advice would you give them starting?
Well, we all are artists in some way. But if you're talking what we classify as the quote unquote arts, once you start being an artist, it won't take long for you to know if you're an artist. Mm-hmm. It's a sacrifice. And that's spiritually speaking, it is a sacrifice because it's a gift from the Most High. So it's a sacrifice. You're not just gonna jump out there and discover your craft. And I don't care how talented you are, you have to hone it. Yeah. It's just not gonna happen for most people overnight. Probably 1% may hit that lottery like that. So I tell artists, once you jump out there, you'll know if you're an artist or not real quick. At that point, that's when you're going to decide to continue because you are an artist, or you're going to pull out. And I tell people all the time, it's not about the talent, but there's artists and there's entertainers. The entertainer can be just as talented, can probably be even more talented, but they do it for what I call the drug, sex, and rock and roll factor of it. They do it because, it's something that they're getting out of it selfishly, that they like. You take that away, they can go get a job and get that, and they're happy. But an artist, they'll cut their ear off for it. they do it to a fault. Like, they can't stop.
Yeah, they do the Van Gogh route.
Yeah, a lot of times you see people that are super talented and down the road, you're like, man, they so too talented, and they seem like they're like going through something messed up, and they go through some bad times in life. You try to figure out why. It's because they do it to a fault. And I've met quite a few artists in my life, and very few of them are high visibility successful, but they're just as talented and they work just as hard. But sometimes it's a break, sometimes they work against themselves. You never know what it is, but they just didn't get that, whatever that glorious thing that everybody wants to get to be an artist. And the ones who do, they're blessed.
And my last question to you, where can Music Lover find you online? And of course, please plug away any shows that you have coming up.
Okay. So all the major streaming services, I have 2 of my albums up. I took 2 of them down and I left 2 of them up. 2 albums that are up is Global Warning.
Classic.
That's a classic album. I hate to say it myself, but it's classic. But I listened to the album because I'm in the process of reproducing my very first album, and I listened to that record. And man, what's going on today is just wow. It's kind of scary when you know that you kind of wrote lyrics, or the lyrics flow through you from a higher power. I don't know how it happens, but when you listen to lyrics and you're like, wow, and you realize like, wow, I wrote this like 15 years ago, like, and you're looking at what's going on today and you're just, wow. And then the title alone, Global Warning. You can hear that album and you can hear the latest album, Southern Cachet, that's up. You can hear those on all Spotify and what's that, Apple Music, Amazon, whatever. I'm also reworking my very first album, In the Temple of, I remixed and I'm remastering the record. And some of the stuff I went back and replayed some of the guitar here and there, some of the bass, some of the drum beats and stuff. But for the most part, the album is what it is. I just went back and remastered and remixed it, and it's coming out and it's fabulous. I don't know if I'm going to throw that up on streaming services right away. Man, you don't get no money. And, you know, the last album I put out, Southern Cachet, I pressed up live CDs, and I told myself I was not going to put it online until I sold all the CDs. Now, I did not think that was going to happen, but it did, and I made my money. So that may be the way I'm going with that. But I will put up a couple of singles. So I got a new record coming out in March, which is 20th anniversary of my recording career. In the Temple of engineered with my man DJ Eskimo. Man, slept on that dude floor for like 2 years to do that record. And me and him been talking about it. So I'm doing that, and I'm working with a new engineer, my man Alan Graham here in South Carolina, man. And the album is coming out great. Up and coming shows. I have a performance here in Columbia because I'm doing the Southern Cachet tour right now, which is a Southeast regional tour. That you can go to my website, TWelcome, and find that date. But I'm gonna be in Asheville. That's gonna be my last date of the year, last date of the tour, at this place called the Barrel House, and I'll be getting ready for the new release, the documentary, new videos, and everything restarting up in March.
Nice. Dubber, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate your time. It's always good seeing you.
Yeah, thank you for always, thinking of me. Tell Pedro, say what's up, and booyah.
Hey, we're out, everyone. Peace.
Get back.
Yeah. Feel the isms. With this simple song, can't you see? Things have gotten bad for me. With this simple song, I thought you